If I see you making videos about how your kids won't have a Thanksgiving this year because you're about to lose your SNAP benefits, but you have your hair done, your nails done, your lashes done, your lips done, and your forehead is frozen as, well, then it has nothing to do with the fact that you're losing these benefits and you can't feed your kids. It's just that your kids aren't your priority. I am sick of hearing this narrative. Now, do SNAP benefits affect a certain portion of the population for people who genuinely need these benefits? Yes. And I feel awful for those people. But my thing is, the amount of people who are on our benefit system through the government that genuinely need it because they have no other way of providing food and a shelter and benefits for their kids, it is such a small amount of people. Such a small amount of people. The majority of the people who are riding this system have been doing it for life, and they don't know anything else. They don't know any other way to live life other than to live off of government assisted benefits, which is horrific because all the rest of us have figured out a way to live life. All the rest of us have made good decisions to not have children when we couldn't afford it. And I'm sorry, but I'm tired of funding everybody else's lifestyle. I am tired of making good decisions for myself and having to pay the benefits for everybody else who didn't make good decisions in their own lives. Again,
listen, once again, she's speaking some facts, but I've said this before. I've seen this play out in person, right? I've watched it. People making bad decisions. They had one kid. They couldn't afford the first one, went on and had a second one. Couldn't afford that one, had a third one. And so on and so on. I've watched it. I've seen it. And we have to pay for that. Why? Like I've said before, I said it before and I'm going to say it again and I'm going to keep saying it until hopefully maybe it becomes a thing one day. You have 1 year to be on government assistance because, things happen, right? No shame in that, okay? There's lots of people who run into bumps in the road in life and need a little bit of assistance getting back up on their feet. That's not who I'm talking about. That's not that. I have no qualms against anybody like that, right? Because it happens. As well as, I want to make this clear, I'm not talking about individuals who are genuinely disabled and genuinely need assistance. We're not talking about those types of individuals. We're not talking about people who genuinely need assistance. I'm just talking about able-bodied individuals who either choose not to work or choose to barely work, I don't know, at a job where it's like It's like a job that's meant for teenagers or it's meant to be a temporary job, right? Like a McDonald's. Obviously, somebody's got to work at McDonald's, so I'm not knocking anybody for working at McDonald's. If you have no job, if you have no occupation and you want to go work at McDonald's, hey, first off, kudos to you for suiting up and lacing your boots up. But let's also elevate ourselves from an occupation of McDonald's. That's supposed to be like a starter job, not a job that you stay in. That's just my humble opinion on it, right? I'm talking about able-bodied individuals who either choose to do that or individuals who are just making bad life decisions and just want daddy government to pay for it. You got 1 year to be on assistance. Section 8, Foodstamps, the whole nine. You got 1 year. After that year, if you ain't bought a toilet and a ruler and got your shit straight, you going straight to jail. Straight to jail. 3 years. For 3 years, you're going to jail. I know for some people you might say, Rich, 3 years is a bit long for somebody to go to jail because they can't afford anything. Here's the thing. You have to make sure there is a massive incentive to not do that behavior. Going to jail for 3 years, don't nobody want to go sit down for almost 1,000 days, right? No, that is over 1,000 days. Nobody wants to sit down for that long in a box, okay? Nobody. So people gonna make sure they got their toilet and their ruler and they get their shit straight before that 365 days is up. right? I'm creating that urgency, that incentive, that thing that's dangling over their head like, yo, you better figure this thing out, all right? Now, of course, we can add a little bit of nuance in there. If another life event happens that was out of their control, could they get an extension? Sure, but it's got to be a serious life. We can get into the nuances, right? But we gonna save that part. We just gonna go with just the basis of it. The nuances we gonna set aside because obviously there's always nuances to life. We understand that. I understand that, but we're not gonna get into all of that right now. After that year, 3 years in prison if you can't do it. Simple and plain. Because the thing is, we're already paying for your kids anyway. Because I know what people are going to say, well, Rich, who's going to take care of the kids? Us. We're already doing it. Because they couldn't buy a toilet and a ruler and get their shit straight. We're already doing it, so send the parent to prison. We're going to keep taking care of the kid on our dime because we were already doing it anyway, so it's really not going to be a whole lot of different. Obviously, it sucks to have to take a parent away from a child, but this parent is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is why we're in this position in the first darn place. So it's going to suck either way, but at least we teach the folks a lesson. And also, when people know if I can't take care of this child, people start making better decisions in the bedroom, keeping their legs closed, or at bare minimum, wearing protection, holding the baby father accountable, or getting married before they decide to do all of this stuff, right? People start making better decisions because now there's some serious consequences to not doing it. It's not just daddy government comes in and provides you with anything and everything you could possibly ever want, and everything is peachy. No, you get punished for making bad decisions. We got to start treating these people like kids because they acting like it out here in these streets.
Benefits for everybody else who didn't make good decisions in their own lives. Again, are there people out there who made really good decisions and were just put in really shit situations and ended up in a situation where they can't afford shit? Yes, yeah. But that is such a small portion,
That's
such
different.
a minority portion of the individuals who are utilizing our system and are about it right now. Make good decisions. Make good decisions. Have a little bit of savings where you can afford your food. Sell shit. I'm sorry, but if I see you driving around with a car that has leather seats and you are complaining about how you can't afford to feed your kids, sell your car. Get a car that doesn't have leather seats. You can sell your car, even if it's paid off. Sell that shit. Get a hunk of junk that'll at least get you from point A to point B and figure it out. Stop getting your hair done. Stop getting your lashes done. Stop getting your Botox done or your lip filler done. Jesus Christ. Pick up a second job. Find remote work if you can't afford to take your kids to daycare. There are so many jobs out there. Build a skill. You have your phone. You have the internet at your fingertips, because if you can post a video, I know you have internet, which means you can develop a skill that can earn you the income to afford these basic necessities. And just to see people give up on life and be like, I just got to live this way. I'm going to blame Donald Trump. I just got to live this way. It's a wild mindset that I will never understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. People will literally live on government assistance their entire life. Their entire life. And that is absolutely bonkers to me. Absolutely bonkers and absolutely ridiculous. That should not be happening under any circumstances. That should be a temporary thing unless obviously you are genuinely disabled in some way, shape, or form. Once again, those aren't the individuals I'm talking about. I just want to make that clear so I don't get any comments. Yo, Rich, well, what about this situation? Or I got this going on, so I can't. I'm not talking about people who are genuinely disabled. Those people are set to the side. You can keep getting your assistance, obviously. I'm talking about able-bodied individuals, okay? And here's another thing as well. In order to continue to qualify for that assistance, over the course of that year, you got to be working overtime. You got to be working overtime. I need to see over 40 hours a week from you. Because in order for me to help you, I need to see that you're trying to help yourself. And it ain't difficult to get a few extra hours in. It ain't difficult. I ain't saying you got to break your back every day, okay? I understand that's not for everybody. Everybody ain't got that mindset. Although, if it came down to sinking or swimming, you develop that mindset, but we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole, okay? But, you know, I think 45 hours a week isn't too much to ask. I don't think that's too crazy. Not crazy at all, right? 44, 45, 46 hours a week. I don't think that's crazy. But what do y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Y'all let me know in the comments. And here the point that she also touched on there is you see a lot of these folks who are on this assistance and they have decently nice vehicles, right? They got their nails done, they got their hair done, they got their bottles of liquor and they smoke, right? They got all these different things. And it's like, bro, why am I paying to subsidize your lifestyle when you're going and spending money on this type of stuff? That's absolutely bonkers to me. I'm not saying that you can't do what it is that you want in your life. You can. But if I'm paying for it, that is absolutely bonkers. And if that's what you want to do with your money, which is also what put you in this situation, then you need to get off government assistance. It's just the way that I see it. But as always, man, y'all let me know in the comments. I mean, you see that, like I said, you see this stuff all the time. Got the nice purse and got their hair done, their nails done, and clock it, doing all the extra stuff with their nails. Oh, I paid $100, $300 for these nails. Bro, they be selling their food stamps. Come on, bro. It's crazy out here, man. Get these folks off of food stamps and lower these darn taxes. All right? Plain and simple. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Peace.